Hello. I didn't do my countdown. I am here. I am here. I am here. Welcome, everybody, and blessings to you all. Wow, man, I guess I caused kerfuffles. So there's an Erin Jocelyn on my Facebook page, on the Guru Mama page. Now, she doesn't like the post that I did. If you believe a trucker is a terrorist, you are part of the problem. And then she said, here's an excerpt of the criminal code and why they're called domestic terrorists. And then she went and she posted it. Another person responded to her and then she responded back. I love that these people are coming on to my post, that they're coming on. As soon as I post something, like they don't even follow me. But I've but they're coming in and they're just causing noise. That's what I'm going to say. They're causing noise. To many people, I guess they believe that their freedoms and rights have not been taken away. They're perfectly fine. When you can just walk out, go to the store, do what you want, that's what people look at. That's where the blinders come on. They don't see a larger scope or a larger issue of what's going on. They don't understand the implications of what has been forced upon people that is happening. When you begin to force regulations upon a nation, when it comes that people are unable to gather, see family, see friends, all everything that we all know that what we had to go through. And she's so funny. What did she say? There's a choice to get vaccinated or not, and if it comes some consequences. Many jobs have requirements with employment, not seeing your children in sports to help protect all kids. Whoa, wow. All I have to say to Erin Jocelyn, and last name is spelled Joslin, educate yourself. Educate yourself on the vaccines. You live a very narrow life. You live in a very narrow world. So unfortunately, those are the types of people that are out there that oppose what's going on. And I've been seeing it every time I post one of my either the picture of the woman being trampled uh with the police horses or with this other person. It's quite interesting. And how they post one of my anyways, I'm just hold on. And anyways, a lot of things going on. I had, and it's funny because I mean, it doesn't matter what you say. They can't see it. And they want to live in their bubble. People want to live where, okay, I will do whatever the government says. Don't disrupt. Don't make my life uncomfortable. I will just do what you say. Don't make my life uncomfortable. I will just do what you say. That's where many people's mindsets are. If you make my life uncomfortable, then I'm going to do whatever the government says so that my life can go back to the way it was. And they will come up with arguments like, I want to travel, which is great, or many jobs have requirements. Yes, they may have requirements, but also where you also have a choice if you feel it is wrong, if you don't feel this is something you want to do. And the other part too to all of this is like, because I go by the astrology and where Saturn and Uranus are, and with what is being unfolded in our world today, being blinded, or just so many want to go walking around with their heads down. And in reading some of her posts, and yes, I can feel inside me, and I get like, I want to, and I'm like, it's unfortunate. You're not worth my time. You don't support my company. You don't support me. I've never seen you on one of my lives. I've never seen you participate in any of what I've done in the past, whether free or paid. But you know what I can do for you? I can send out blessings and love to you, that hopefully that you can open your eyes to what is going to be happening, because this is not only for you, but this is an implication on your children and your children's lives, and what that outcome and what that all means. And I did do my notes. I did my notes today to keep myself focused. Oh, and if anybody wants to go respond to her on my page, they can. Or if anybody can, probably better at writing things out than I am when it comes to in the moment. I sometimes have to take a moment and recollect my thoughts in what I need to say, instead of, some people are very quick-witted and they're very good at coming back with responses. Sometimes I am, depending what it is. But this is a person who believes her life is fine. And that, this is to protect the children from something that doesn't really affect children. Just saying, this has been shown and proven that this does not affect children. But she hasn't educated herself. She hasn't seen the full facts. She just hears from the one source. She just hears from the legacy TV, and what Mr. Nice Hair says. So our world is moving through a new time, and it is a time of revolt and revolution. As we move, it is a new vibration that is coming in, and waves of blue that are coming in to wash us and cleanse us. Higher awareness and perspective, all the chakras are being shocked. We are feeling so much energy all at once, and we're very sensitive, and we're getting overwhelmed with it all. And the wave of cleansing us is coming in, and it's to move us and stretch us. And the pain may be there, and it may be like pins and needles, and we need to move it and we need to stretch it. It is tender, and our heart is feeling it. Our heart is feeling it on either side. This is where we need to start to look at what we are experiencing. And the grief is deep. The grief is deep within us all, in many areas of our lives, in many areas of what has been unfolding for us over the last 2 years. This is diving into our heart and keeping the heart open. And it's important for us at this time to keep our heart open. Geranium, essential oil geranium, came through, and there's a couple others that I'll be mentioning. And it's to go through the level of trust that is unconditional. Faith, trust, helps us to open our heart wide, helps us to experience our true self and our uniqueness. And to have no fear in the reflection, fear of judgment, self-projected by others who will come on your Facebook page, your Instagram page, any of your social media. Sometimes, I've had people send me emails. This is why I don't post my phone number out there. Just saying. But people will come on, and they will throw things at you, and some of it might sound very very true. Like they might throw something to do with politics or whatever, or the law, and you just look at it and you're just like, but that doesn't make sense to me. It doesn't feel right. This is where we have to remain this remaining of others, because there's so much trauma is being exposed. So much trauma in our world is being uncovered, and deep within our structures and our lineage, our ancestral lineage is being exposed in many ways. and appearing and transforming this energy, this energetic patterns that make up our DNA into communications and communicate with our cellular structures. We are revibrating something new. And for many, it is uncomfortable to look at this newness that is being vibrating out there, and they feel the frustrations and they feel the overwhelmness. They don't want to be inconvenienced, but we are in a highly volatile time of inconvenience. We're in a time that things and information is being exposed, and others don't want to see it. They don't want to see that exposure. They don't want to see what's going on. That's why when change happens, it happens with less than 1%. It's that 1%, 1%, 1% is what makes a change. And it's true. That change, that vibration goes out to the rest of us. It is that one stone that goes into the pond that ripples out to everything. And that's all it is. This is where we're coming in, and we're this intercommunication with our cells and our cellular memory and all that connected coming out and out into your face and out into the deepness and to doing a deep dive within our heart. Our heart is our heart space is opening, and it's opening, and as it's opening, we're seeing the grief, we're seeing the horrendous exposure of what is happening. We are seeing the exposure of, okay, where are your finances, and why are, as a political leader, why are your finances affiliated with that person and not affiliated with the country that you're in? Why are you walking over here and investing in all of this money into pharmacare or making money from it? It's an awakening. It's an awakening for so long that we have been trusting as we are, and trusting in our system that we put our energy into, or we cast our ballot. But here we are, we're coming into this seat of the soul, this divine feminine, where we receive and connect, and so much with our subconscious and with ourselves, and receiving, and we're finding the pain. And the pain can go all the way back to our childhood, to our belief systems, to what we have believed in for so long. We believed in this way. We believed in this system. We believed in all of this. I posted something with Malcolm X, and how he talked about, to be aware of what you are being influenced by. Are you coming in with discernment? Are you coming in with opened eyes and being able to see both sides? Being able to understand. I can go back to when they had the vitamin D. Some people are pro vitamin D, other people aren't pro vitamin D. But you have a choice. You either take it or don't take it. It's up to you, right? This is where all of this is stemming. It's to having that freedom of choice to do what you want and put within your body. Our past lifetime generations that form these beliefs through all the way down into our DNA, genetic coding, into your cellular structures and up through the systems and levels through your physical bodies, the subtle bodies, the layers on the layers of our cellular memory of bodies. It is within us. It is ingrained. We have been ingrained for so many years, so many centuries on how to act, how to behave. Now, today is when the conjunction of Pluto comes. And I just wrote up on my Facebook page, just get off here. Which is unfortunate. Anyways, leave her alone. She's annoying as hell. Today's the USA first exact Pluto return. This is a hugely significant planetary return. We have been building a lot for years. Now, I did do a blog on this. I wrote it out and I put it out there. It also speaks of the shadow work we need to do as a Pluto return unearths any unresolved shadow around use or misuse of power, control, dominance, and manipulation. That's what Pluto does. So when you have like a Pluto square or a Pluto opposition within your chart, then it gets you to look at what has been, it's between you and the person, and then whatever the objection is. So it's usually three. There's three things that are happening with a Pluto. So it is like looking at what is going on within the manipulation of power, the power that we are seeing that is being the use or misuse of it. As a war is brewing in the Ukraine and Russia, are we most definitely part of this conversation? But let us not be forced without that. We avoid, deny the shadow that must be acknowledged within the walls of our own country. Same with what is happening in Canada at this time. We can't ignore it. There is a rumbling there. There were millions of people that rose up to say, hey, we want freedom. Many are saying, what's your issue? You got freedom. You can come and go as you please. You're obstructing my way to work. But do you have the freedom to come and do what you want? As they say, well, it's your choice to get the shot or not. Get the shot and you can go to the restaurant. That's a choice. And that's the argument that they're using. But why do I have to get a shot to go and sit in a restaurant? Why do I need to do this in order for me to go into and see my grandson's soccer game or hockey game, or having to go to his swimming lessons? Why do I need that? They say it's for the safety of the children. Is it for the safety of the children? Why were so many shots, why was so many of it ordered? So many questions that aren't being answered. But with this USA, Pluto, and Capricorn, the sign of Saturn, and Saturn square our sun, we must understand the karma of the father line. The shadow of the patriarchal dominance is up big time in our country, but also in the world at large. The patriarchal way of dealing with conflict is to engage in power and dominance, control. This is the exactor of our culture, taking for ourselves and the dominating others to do so. The world has largely been run with this energy for millenniums. We've had it within our system. So going back to what was saying, is that we are going through a grief system. Whether you agree with what's happening or don't agree, we are going through a change in our world, a change in how we see the things in our world. And Saturn was the son of Uranus, and he was usurped power from his father because his father was controlling his mother. So Uranus is Father Sky. The mother was Gaia, and not allowing her to birth her children. But Saturn then became the dominator, and his son Jupiter had did the same to him. So this is a mythological story of the karma of the father line. We are now seeing what is happening and what is unfolding before us, and it's time for us to heal this ancestral line on all parts, on all areas in our lives. And the winds of change are blowing, and we need more women and beings who honor the feminine principles to rise into a great position of authority, leadership. We need people who channel the power and wisdom through the gateway of their hearts to lead us into the new paradigm. But it takes a few to open that. It takes a few to really allow us to step into that. And as we do that, we have to keep our hearts open. And keeping our hearts open, it helps it to raise up so we can see the blockages. And we're able to heal those blockages to move forward. We were able to see them. We're able to say, hey, I get it. You know what? I honor this blockage. I honor what has happened before me, the good, the bad, and the ugly, so I can move forward because it has brought me thus far. What we need not what we do not need is more weapons of mass destruction. I'm reading today that several countries are upping their nuclear war plans. Is super concerning. It is. This is going back to the Cold War. This is bringing up more. This is not Canada. This is the world coming into what is happening with Ukraine and Russia. We're just tipping the iceberg on awakening and seeing what's going on. And that is awakening many other people around the world and saying, no more. No more are we doing this. And I hope you will join me in sending waves of love and peace out into the world right now, visualizing this love and peace and softening of hearts, dissolving egos and empowering spirit. When the power of love overcomes the love of power, the world will know peace. That's where we're at. We're at a place where we need to understand what that peace is. That peace where we can go forward and look at and say, okay, all right, you decided to do that. That's fine, but we can still coexist. We can still be a part of. And this feeling of the detoxification, or we'll call them the ascension system, it's all pertaining to the process and feeling more tender-hearted and may still trying to balance ourselves with these energies within the flow. We're riding the roller coaster. To not force in means of pushing. We can't push it. We got to using the force like a Jedi. Use the force, grounding and stabilizing and truly to the essence of your soul, and also to inform, available to all of us. Guide map into the lifetimes. Deep dive where there may be, and I'm trying to balance. I'm trying to balance within the masculine and feminine, not only within myself, but within the consciousness, the body and the emotions, and the spiritual and the energy of all things, trying to bring in that of the emotional, of the mental, of the physical, of the spiritual, coming in to balance that all within us. And within doing that, we are beginning to heal. We're allowing for us to receive the grace of God. Trying to hold to all things, but we are not always supposed to hold it all together. Sometimes we just got to let it go and let it fall, because that's part of the flow. So we can't hold it all together. Sometimes there is grief, there is a sadness, upset, anger, overwhelmness. But in order to fix it, we got to let it fall apart. Then we can come in and we can heal it. But if we try and just keep on pushing and keeping it together and forcing things to happen, what we do is put a Band-Aid on it, and it just festers. So we're really going to feel a lot through the coming weeks and months. A lot moving through the body and the relationships, including that of money and relationships and projects. We are going to be feeling a lot of emotion around these things and what they mean and what they look like. And we're going to be harmonizing ourselves and aligning ourselves within this divine, within our divine self. So this is a unique creative expression of that, and stepping into the acceptance and embracing of it. The other essential oil that came through was bergamot and marjoram. Bergamot will support all of these energies along with geranium. And marjoram is the connection to help cleanse any anxiety with this. And also help to cleanse the toxicity within and around what we are trying to move through. We are making and we are helping to connect and doing these connections and also helping to heal the ancestral lineage and the connection through our DNA cellular structure and all the systems. And this is energetically and physically. This is the coming in to bring in a energies within our muscles, within the heart, and up here because the throat chakra is coming in. So a lot to do with the carotid arteries and our ring finger and on our left hand, and then our left foot. And then when I do reflexology on the ball of the foot, just below there, you can add some essential oil there because it helps with the heart. So this is releasing and cleansing old beliefs, the lymphatic system. And we're going to find that people are going to be having issues with the lymphatic system. So that goes into your thymus, that goes into your immune system and the balancing of it. So this is, and our lymphatic system goes to everything within our body. So we might be feeling overstressed and overwhelmed in these systems. So this is where we have to look at, if it's not essential oils, you can put them in a diffuser. You can put a little bit on with a carrying oil. Also looking at the foods that we're eating, the clean foods that we need to bring into our world. And as we are doing this is coming into feeling the loved, to be mothered. This is us to deserve to be respected, to be cared for. The essence. Many of us carry the essence of the masculine within us. And behind that masculine is the feminine, to be loved, to be cherished. We have to be allowing to receive both the masculine and the feminine within ourselves for the completion, for the cycling and helping to go down through all the generations, unraveling, receiving higher frequencies, the frequencies coming down through the diamond energy, through the Christ consciousness and into our bodies, coming into our light bodies and our soul bodies and bringing into our blueprint. This is an activation. So we can see this as we look around in the world around us unfolding. We can see it in many of the divisions that are happening in the world around us. And it is a frustrating one. It is an overwhelming one. This is where we need to come together with harmony and non-judgment. As this person is continually writing onto the Guru Mama page, I got to send her out love, because I feel like she does not know what she says. She's just repeating everything from mainstream media. She's not coming into a spiritual light. And I feel like sometimes with a lot of people that have been coming on my site, I feel like they're like bots or something, or whatever, drones. So we have to come in and bringing this through our inner wisdom. A lot's going down this week. A lot of energies coming in this week. We also have on Tuesday, which has to do with numerology. So if anybody does numerology, look into Tuesday, because there's a huge activation on Tuesday with the energies coming in and bringing those energies through. So this is a balancing, the balancing of karma. I feel karma is coming in. A lot of karma energy has to be coming through, and the earth has karma. So coming through with what has been held within the earth, all the karma within the earth. And then we have to follow. This is following our intuition. This means you might be given facts, you might be given information, but something inside you says, it doesn't make sense to me. Or I don't see it that way. I don't see, this happening. And as the person was trying to convince me that these people are terrorists. They're terrorists? Sorry, what happened with the BLM and then and the other groups, that was terrorism. Terrorism to me is when you are going through and destroying people's lives, destroying them physically, tearing them down, blowing them up, killing people in the streets. That's terrorism. coming together in a peaceful manner, wanting to make a change. Gandhi did it. He sat. They had to actually physically take him out, that's the whole thing. The farmers in India, people were behind that. We're behind those peaceful protests for the farmers. Yes, they have every right to do what they need to do for their land. Do we not have the right? That's what we're coming into. There's a release and there's a transformation. There's a lot happening and unfolding in the world right now. There's a lot being, when I look, I mentioned, was it Lebanon? And when I was listening to one of my economists, and he brings in information from other countries and stuff and what's going on. And he was mentioning Lebanon and what's happening in Lebanon and the people in Lebanon. It's bad. It's bad. And now the government's asking for all foreign assets and gold. They're asking for gold. That happened the same in 1933 when the United States government asked for everybody's gold and gold assets and to sign them over to the government. If you don't sign them over, you got a $10,000 fine or you went to jail. And then they later sold those assets. So people never got them back. They never got them back. That's the same thing as what I kept on seeing as a centralized bank, that you go in and you put your money in, they give you some kind of, saying, okay, it's here, but then you go, it's gone because it's gone to some centralized area. That's what we're fighting. We're fighting for not to having those things, to having that freedom of choice of going to the bank you want, not a centralized bank, having a choice on where you want to go, having a choice on whether you want to eat in or eat out. Simple things, but they can become very complex in many areas. So we are looking at a world that's unfolding, a world that's going through huge disruptions. And it's not just in one country, but it's in every single country around the world right now. That's when you know that there is a spiritual revolution happening, a spiritual revolt, a change that's coming forth. And it's uncomfortable. And a lot of people don't want to do it. They don't want to deal with it. They want to put their blinders on, jab me in the arm so I can live my life. I don't care what's going to happen to me in 5 years and between 4 and 5 years. Which now they're coming out with information of people of new types of cancers coming up with it all. So we send out love, we send out blessings. I don't have all the answers for all of this. I just know I can just feel, feel the vibrations that are coming in. Come to an understanding that I know where my heart is, and my heart goes with when I see the tyranny that's happening around the world and even within my own country. I go on the place where it comes into love. I really want to stand in a place where there is nonviolence and love. I want to stand in a place that brings in the equality for all and helping to heal what needs to be healed so we can move on. Not to stay there and mope, like, kind of like mope about it, but for us to understand it, heal it so we don't repeat it, so we can move to a better place. That's what I believe in. When the violence starts coming in, that's when things are going to start getting crazy. Really crazy. And you're going to see a huge division, and it's, the separation has already happened, but this is going to be a deeper separation that's going to be happening within the depths of our nation and with other nations around the world. Cindy, I know it's heavy. It's heavy, baby. It's heavy. Let's bring in the Divine Feminine cards. And you know what? I got to do the unicorn cards because they've been really screeching at me. So bringing in the unicorn cards. Got to bring them in, man. my oracle cards and the divine feminine oracle cards. But let's pull out some unicorn cards. What does the unicorns have to say for us today? Whew, and this week coming. Oh, I pull out the unicorns. What do the unicorns have to say to us? Anger. This is the week of anger. So safely express your anger. Anger is there. There's going to be a lot of anger this week. There's going to be a lot of frustration that's going to come up this week. So we have to understand and honor all of our emotions that are coming forward with this, because the anger is there. And I could feel it. It's like the people who are going on my Facebook and on my Instagram and other social medias, I can feel like it's almost like I can feel their little chuckle. Ha 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 ha. I'm getting mama mad. Ha ha. She's so spiritual. She's not supposed to get mad. Yeah, I am supposed to get mad. Because the anger helps to change. It's how you direct that anger. It's how you put things forward. You can spout off to me about the law and everything else and what you think. But at the end of it, it's social justice is what I stand for. I stand for the social justice. I stand for equality and bringing that in. And the equality sometimes, and here's the thing, is when it comes to the equality, and this could anger people, is that not everybody's suited to do every job, and, sometimes I'm not suited to be a trucker. It's not my thing. This is my thing. This is my thing. Other people are suited for doing other things. That's part of the equality of choosing, being able to choose what you want. Within the divine feminine, we have the essence of the Buddha. And I'm not even going to try. It's Vegre Yoganini. The essence of the Buddha. I have the power to make each moment sacred, and everything is material for my liberation. So look at her doing that dance and the power around her and her essence. And she has skulls. Skulls are like very prominent on her crown, and bringing that energy in. So allowing for you to go through the movement of your sacred movements. What are your sacred movements? And moving those sacred movements, allowing that with the anger, like allowing you to move through the anger of what that anger is doing for you. Why is it coming up? Why is that person? It's like, I get angry because I'm just so upset that they don't get it. Like, I get like to a point where like, you just don't get it. You don't, and then I have to take a step back and say, that's their freedom of choice. It's their choice to be stupid or not. But it's frustrating because I just wish they could see things differently, but they may wish the same for me as well. And here it is that we need the strength. Whoa, look at these guys coming out. Whoa, look at that. Look at the power of these unicorns, right? Look at the power. I love the anger one. I just love the light and the anger. It's that strength. It's we're a lot of darkness is going to be coming in, but we got to be able to move through it. It's the essence of moving through this and moving through this energy. And as we move through it, oh my God. White buffalo. The white buffalo calf woman, the prophecy of the sacred way. Heart is the compass. The path of love is true abundance. We have to come into the heart. We have to keep our heart open with all of this. So when you just like feel the crappiness, you got to feel it. You got to allow it. Don't dismiss it. We got to come into that. And that's part of the ancient and the astral lineage, partially that needs to be healed. And healed around the world. And with that, having the gentleness. Oh, see, she comes in and look at as the white buffalo goddess comes in. She brings in the gentleness. She brings in that gentleness for you to understand, to be kind to yourself and others. Honor the gentleness, honor that love within. And when you're honoring that love within, it allows us to go through the movements, to move through that energy. And then we move through the energy, Freya. Well, Freya's kind of kick ass. I got to say, she's a kick ass bitch. She's the goddess of discernment. Don't get stuck in it either through just nourish. Yeah, Christine, definitely. This is like I only say yes when it's the holy hell yes. I only say yes when it's a holy hell yes. Freya. Okay, she's a Nordic goddess. She's the goddess of Friday. That's where you got the name Fridays, Freya. And this is the goddess of discernment. Having that discernment is so important. If you're doing things and you're just like, it's just going to get me through this. It's just going to keep me here. Here's my one question to a lot of people. Is your job going to be there in 2 years? And our final card. Ow! The Holy Spirit and the God and the Goddess want us to dance. Dance with the energy. Move with the energy. This is what one of the things about the protest, with them going down the peaceful protest, they danced. They put on music. That was moving the energy through. Dance is powerful. Movement, music is powerful. Putting the music on, moving through the music, moving through the energy to allow it to be released. That's part of what we need to do. As with the Buddha essence, the essence of the Buddha, it is that sacred movement. It is allowing for us to move through, the power to make each movement that we do, each part, it's coming in to that mystical, magical dance that we need to do. Dance out this frustration. It is a very powerful, powerful week, a powerful week of change, a powerful week of transformation. And we're in the middle of it. So keep your heart open so you can allow for the healing and the grace of God and the goddess to come through you, with you, and around you, in all that you say, and all that you be, and all that you do. Know that you are the grace of God. Blessings to you all. Thank you. Thank you for being a part of my world. And if anybody wants to go comment to those people on my Facebook, you know what? Go ahead. Open dialogue, open conversation. 10 to 1, they're going to get so frustrated that they'll be just like, well, I don't want to deal with this anymore. So sending you all out with love and light, onward and upward, my friends. We'll talk to you soon. Bye-bye.